This is Vet Tales, the story of the only sailing veterinary clinic. Last episode, we finished up our work with the Paul Hay Clinic and set sail for Punta Pulpito, halfway between Bahia Concepcion and Loreto. This episode, we stop off at Isla Coronado and share what Dr. Jenny has been up to in Puerto Madero before picking out our mooring ball in Puerto Escondido. We'd finished our veterinary projects in Bahia Concepcion and were making our way south to Punta Pulpito, encountering some rain along the way.
Well, the weather's decided for us. We're going to go to the first Anchorage because it's cold and raining and we don't have a Dodger, so we're getting wet. We are lifting anchor in Punta Pulpito and heading to Isla Coronado, which is right next to Loreto. It's about 30 nautical miles. We had a good night here. It's a little more rolly than some anchorages. You can see that the swell comes in just a little, but barely rolly by Sea of Cortez standards. Yeah, ready to go. Well, today is another motor fest, so yeah, not much to do, but it's given me a lot of time to think about the Hay Clinic. So we really enjoyed working with them, but I think the big thing for me being there was seeing a clinic that's been operating for over 20 years and seeing the difference they've made in the community, where they just don't even see distemper and parvo cases anymore because they're so up to date with vaccinating every dog and every cat. They're just not seeing those diseases. Whereas in Puerto Madero, when Jim and I were there doing the refit on Chuffed, you know, we were seeing sometimes 5 parvo cases a week, and it has like an 80% mortality rate. So, you know, a lot of those puppies were dying from a preventable disease, and it's really sad to see. And that's why we still fund and help organize spay and neuter and vaccination clinics and outreach in Puerto Madero, because I guess this Hay Clinic really made me see how big of a difference it can make if we can do it long term. And so we've already been doing it for 3 years. I think we've done like over 250 vaccines and probably a similar number of spay and neuters. But although it's a small town, it's really populated and there's a lot of animals. So it's, you know, the work is really ongoing, and it'll probably be another 5 years before we see really obvious changes there. So we continue to fund Dr. Brenda to do the large volume spay and neuter clinics where they do 50 animals in a day every few months with Dr. Baraquel, who's the state vet that we helped organize come the first time we did it. So they still are doing that. And then we also fund Dr. Jenny, who was a vet student when we were there. And we fund her monthly because she opened a new clinic there and is really passionate about street dog health and also doing outreach for people who don't have the resources in her community. She grew up there, so, you know, she knows what it's like there and how difficult it is for people. So she does, we've been funding her to do free vaccinations regularly. So like just this last weekend, she did 20-something dogs. And then we also fund her to do outreach with the street dogs, and just when she has cases come in that people can't afford their treatment, we fund the treatment for that. So for example, she's also done a lot of work with the female street dogs to get them spayed, but also a lot of them have transmissible venereal tumor, which is a contagious cancer that dogs get that's sexually transmitted. So by spaying them, she prevents the spread of the disease, and then she's also been doing chemotherapy to treat them. So yeah, she's been doing some really amazing good work, and we were lucky enough to have Nika from White Spot's Pirates film the vaccine campaign, so we can actually show you what happened.
Hola Jenny.
Hola,
¿Qué estás haciendo hoy?
estamos aplicando vacunas gratuitas para toda la comunidad de Puerto, Madero.
Qué bueno.
La fundación de Sheddy. Sí, la fundación de Sheddy es la que nos ayuda a poder hacer todo esto.
¿Y entonces pueden dar gratuito las vacunas al
Sí, las vacunas que estamos aplicando es rabia y polivalente. La polivalente es parvo, moquillo y hepatitis. Todas las vacunas son gratuitas, así que traigan a sus perritos.
For those of you who don't know Dr. Jenny, we met her when she was a vet student in 2019 when we began our refit of Chuffed. You may remember her poor dog Better who got a face full of porcupine spines. Since that meeting, Dr. Jenny has done a lot of training with us and helped us with campaigns in her community, and so she's the perfect candidate to continue this important work. We'd like to say a really big thank you to Travel Sketch, our patrons and our donators who funded this vaccination campaign. Travel Sketch has helped with a lot of the projects in Puerto Madero, so be sure to check out their channel. And if you'd like to help us with this important work, please visit our GoFundMe page. We're currently trying to raise funds for a year's worth of veterinary work in Puerto Madero. This project is really important to me because we lived in Puerto Madero for so long during the refit and we saw so many puppies die from preventable diseases, and we'd really like to change that for good. Thanks again to Nika on White Spot Pirates for not only being a patron of ours, but also for filming this campaign with Dr. Jenny. We are really proud of Dr. Jenny and all of the work she is doing to better the health and welfare of the animals in her community. Now back to some motoring. Well, we have made it to Isla Coronado. You may remember this Anchorage because last time we were here we did the boat tour. I believe I may have even been in this exact bikini, and it is like summer here. It's so good. So we're going to go for a swim, can have an actual proper shower, as in be in the water for longer because it's finally nice and warm. And yeah, super clear. We can tell the anchor's set right in front of the boat. It's a beautiful day to be here. We had covered around 70 nautical miles over 2 days, with only 18 nautical miles left to reach Puerto Escondido. Right, we are heading a little further south to Puerto Escondido. We're going to have a fairly big blow over the next few days, so that's going to be the best place to have a boat. Puerto Escondido means hidden harbour. The entrance is practically invisible until you're right on top of it, and then it opens up into a huge bay that's completely enclosed on all sides, making it the perfect spot for a mooring field. We have made it to Marina Puerto Escondido. We're on a mooring ball. You can see we're in a big mooring field, and yeah, we're going to head to shore and do all of our paperwork with them. Thank you all for watching. You can help us continue our important projects in Puerto Madero by visiting the GoFundMe page, or provide ongoing support by becoming a patron. A huge thank you once again to Travel Sketch, White Spot Pirates, all of our donors and patrons for keeping us afloat. Until next episode, stay chuffed, everybody.